Have you ever heard Tagalog rising inside a Russian cathedral? A sound that didn't just echo through marble halls, but through hearts across continents. It happened one cold winter morning in Moscow when something completely unexpected took place. The crowd had gathered for what was supposed to be a normal choir concert. But what they heard instead was a song that carried the soul of the Philippines. This is the story of a promise made in the snow, kept through decades, and how one song brought tears to two nations. The Moscow Imperial Choir stood tall, their black robes glowing under golden lights. As the conductor, Viktor Petrov, raised his hand, everyone expected Russian hymns, but instead, a soft tropical melody filled the air. And then, a single woman's voice rose. Her words were not Russian. Bayan Ko. The crowd froze. She was singing Bayan Ko in Tagalog. At first, the audience was confused, but then silence turned to awe. Even the conductor's hand trembled. For in that moment, the Philippines was alive, in the heart of Russia. Among the crowd sat Miguel Alvarez, a Filipino seafarer who had been living in Moscow for 7 years. He had come to this concert by accident, but as those words filled the cathedral, Miguel felt something break inside him and heal at the same time. He whispered to himself, "I thought I left home, but maybe home never left me." What no one knew that night was that this performance had been born decades earlier in a quiet clinic in St. Petersburg. Many years ago, a young Viktor Petrov collapsed in the snow after rehearsal. He was saved by a nurse, a Filipina named Teresa. Her English was broken, her Russian worse, but her kindness spoke perfectly. While warming his hands, she sang softly, not a Russian lullaby, but a Filipino song. It was Sa Ugoy ng Duyan. He didn't understand the words, but he understood the soul. Teresa once told him, "In the Philippines, when we have nothing, we still have music." That line buried itself deep inside Victor's heart. When Teresa left Russia, he promised himself, "One day, I'll honor her through the only language I truly know, music." Years later, when Victor became a famous conductor, a young student showed him a Filipino song online, Bayan Ko, and that melody brought Teresa back to him. He told his choir, "We will sing this song, not to impress, but to connect." For months, they practiced Tagalog pronunciation. At first, it was awkward. Then slowly, the words began to carry emotion. They weren't Russians singing a foreign tune anymore. They were people reaching across oceans. And that's how that historic concert happened. The night a Russian choir made the world cry. Miguel recorded the entire performance on his phone. By morning, the clip was viral. Russian choir sings Bayan Ko in perfect Tagalog. Headlines everywhere. Filipinos cried. Russians applauded. The world listened. And far away, in Batangas, an 82-year-old woman watched that same video. Her hands trembled. "Victor," she whispered. It was him, the boy she once saved in the snow. Her grandson posted online. "To the conductor of the Moscow Imperial Choir, my grandmother Teresa remembers you." 2 days later, a reply came, a video from Victor holding a yellowed letter. He said, "Teresa, your kindness never left me. The song was for you." Miguel's phone recording did more than capture a moment. It sparked a global phenomenon. He posted the video online, expecting a few likes. Instead, it went viral, spreading across the Filipino diaspora and beyond. News outlets picked up the story. The headline, "Russian choir sings Tagalog in Moscow." In Batangas, Teresa's daughter showed her the video. Teresa watched, stunned, as the choir sang her song. The conductor's face, older but familiar, triggered a memory. Rome, a sick musician, a lullaby. It was Victor. He had remembered her and her song. Tears welled up as Teresa realized her small act of kindness had blossomed into a global gesture of gratitude. the melody she once hummed in a hospital, now echoed in a grand cathedral. The world watched as a simple song became a testament to the power of compassion. The connection was real, and it was changing lives. The story was far from over. The next chapter was about to begin. The internet, which carried the song across the globe, now reconnected Victor and Teresa. Journalists pieced together the story and found Teresa in Batangas. A live video call was arranged, watched by millions. Victor saw Teresa for the first time in over a decade. "Teresa, I never forgot you," he said, voice trembling. Teresa replied, "I am so happy to see you are well, thank you." Their conversation was simple, heartfelt, and deeply moving. Victor then invited Teresa to Moscow as a guest of honor for one final performance. The Russian embassy quickly arranged her travel. Teresa, a humble nurse, was now a symbol of international friendship. The story became a beacon of hope, showing that kindness is a universal language. Teresa accepted the invitation, ready to complete the circle. The world watched as two lives, once connected by chance, were reunited by gratitude. The journey was coming full circle. The music would bring them together once more. Teresa's arrival in Moscow was a national event. Victor greeted her with a warm embrace, their bond stronger than ever. Together, they visited the cathedral where the song had first been performed. That evening, a special concert was held in Teresa's honor. The cathedral was filled with celebration, not surprise. Teresa sat in the front row, next to Miguel. Victor told the full story to the audience, introducing Teresa to a standing ovation. The choir sang Dahil Sa'yo once more, this time directly to her. Their voices were filled with gratitude and emotion. Teresa watched, tears streaming down her face, as her childhood lullaby filled the grand cathedral. It was a promise kept, a debt of kindness repaid. The music was a bridge, uniting two worlds in a single, unforgettable moment. On this night, compassion triumphed over distance and time. The story had come home. The day after the concert, Victor arranged a private rehearsal for Teresa. The choir gathered around her, and she offered a blessing in Tagalog. Though the singers didn't understand the words, they felt her sincerity. The choir sang Dahil Sa'yo one last time, joined by Filipino embassy staff and Miguel. Russian and Filipino voices blended in perfect harmony. In that moment, the music belonged to everyone. Miguel, inspired, started a cultural exchange group in Moscow. Teresa returned home changed, her story now a lesson in compassion. Victor kept Dahil Sa'yo in the choir's repertoire, a permanent reminder of gratitude. The song's echo continued to resonate, a testament to the enduring bond between two people and two nations. A single act of kindness had become a legacy. The music would never fade. The bridge they built would stand for generations, and the world would remember the song that united hearts across continents.